you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
He got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time. Welcome back to Tyler, the Villain, the Wanderer series. He told me yesterday it's the Time Wanderer. He corrected me. Again, disclaimer, this is Tyler's idea. I'm trying to figure out, like, how can I start this off? What happened? Where it led up to this. I'm trying to think. Where was I? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think where I was as far as working. Because we had to move. Okay, so those who follow my vlogs, like, you know, we live in extended stay. We moved in the extended stay in 2019. The plan was never to stay in the extended stay long. It was only to stay in the extended stay to, like, stack some money. But we moved in 2019 of November, and then around 2020 of March, COVID. So we stayed there, of course, of COVID, and then this situation happened. But I'm trying to remember, like, where I was. I'm trying to remember because he was already going for that contract. I don't know. That was long gone. Where was I? Oh, okay. I know where I was. So after the Carousel of Bad Bosses, you should check out that series. It's basically the story times of, because it's like 4 parts. It's the story time of me working at the neurology practice and dealing with crazy managers. Like, it was literally a carousel of bad bosses. So check out that that story time playlist series when you get a chance. Because it's kind of connected to this story. So once they laid me off, I had to let go of my apartment because I'm the breadwinner of the family. So I had to let go of my apartment because I didn't find anything throughout the time where I was getting unemployment. And unemployment only lasts, if I'm not mistaken, like 6 weeks. Excuse me. And only lasts like 6 weeks. Because previous, I had been on unemployment when I left the pediatric practice. But at the time, President Obama was in office and he extended it. So I think we had like 20 weeks then. Unsure. But anyway, so we had to move in with Gamer. And when we moved in with Gamer, I was looking for a job and I ended up getting one job, and it was with, was that an OB? Or was that family? This might be OB. I forgot the specialty practice it was, to be honest. I'll look it up and then just drop it I'll put the actual specialty it was once I'm editing. But I got that job because the girl that I used to work with, one of the MAs I used to work with at the pediatric practice, she worked there, and so they were looking for people because they had a high turnover rate. And so she was like, "Hey, you working? You not working? Come work with me over here because they need help." And she was like, "It won't be front office. You'll be in the back." I can do both, but I prefer to do the front because I really don't want to deal with the back. But I can do both. I was willing to do the back. Excuse me. I was willing to do the back, but this was also the office. It was like my third day. Right, my third day, they were sending me to the opposite office with 2 days of training to work by myself. And don't get me wrong, like the girls who was training me, they were real nice or whatever. But it's like, how you gonna send me to office because they didn't like going to the other office, and the specific day to go to the other office was on Wednesdays. Why am I getting tongue tied? Hold on. The specific day to go to that office was on Wednesdays, so I don't know why they didn't want to go over there because the story that they were trying to tell me was, hey, it's not really busy. You should be fine. And it was only till 12 and the office opened at 8. I had 2 to 3 days of training. How are you going to send me somewhere by myself? So that job, I was like, I'm out. Like, I left. I told them, like, I had found something else. I had found some. I don't know, y'all. I apologize. I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied. Maybe, okay, let me slow down, I guess. I told them I had emailed the manager and was like, I found something else, which I didn't. I was still looking anyway, and I had like some interviews set up anyway. But I told her I found something else and she understood. And yeah, that was the end of that. Because it was like, you're not going to me, it looked like, to me it was a setup. Basically it was like the stuff that we don't want, we're gonna just put on a new girl, and it's a no for me. Anyway, so I left that, and when I left that job, I found the OBGYN. And this job, it was she was a single doctor. She was private practice, and she only worked on Monday through Thursday. I absolutely loved that. Did not like the pay, but it was a simple fact. The pay was better than $0 an hour, and it was Monday through Thursday. So with me working, I was able to rent a car, pay rent at Gamer's house because I was giving them money for rent. And what else was I doing? At this time, like, I was traveling and helping Tyler. So Tyler had started working because this is around a specific time. Like, once, because before I found I think it was the OB. Not the present OB. I'm thinking the other one. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put it in there. But the job that I was working with the girl at pediatrics beforehand, I found it was family practice. Was it family practice? Yes, it was a family practice, but I was in refills. I was a refill tech. So basically I dealt with prescriptions all day. Like, I called in prescriptions and refilled them online. The practice was very, very huge. The pay was amazing. But at this point in time, I think I had worked there for a good 2 weeks. Yeah, I worked there for like a good 2 weeks. I had just moved in with Game of them, had found the job, and then after it had been a while, and I think I had worked for them for a good 2 weeks, and then my car got repossessed, and that job was in Midtown, so there was no way I could get to work. Or maybe I could have. No, but how was I gonna get? I just thought about something. Well, no, because how was I gonna get up there? Because nobody wanted to. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so I was working there for 2 weeks, and actually, me and Nurse One worked that job together. She, after my car got repossessed, she was still there for a good little minute, and then she ended up leaving because she was like, "Girl, it's absolutely horrible." She hated it. She ended up changing her profession. Actually, that's crazy. Yeah. So after I left there, and then I went to the practice that I can't remember because I'll put it in there again. That was the girl who I worked peds with. She got me that job, and then after that, I'm at OB. So I'm at the OB practice Monday through Thursday, working, maneuvering. All right, so I'm working this job for a good little minute, and then around November, around like the middle of November, I got a text message from Gamer or Gamer's wife, I'm sure, but it came from Gamer's phone, and it was like, "Hey, you've been here for 2 years. We can no longer house you and Tyler. Y'all have to leave." And so when I asked, like, "Hey, like, how once I got home, because I got a text message at work, so once I got home, I was like, how long do I have? Like, what's my end date?" And so I don't know. Maybe Gamer thought that I was asking him the date. No, couldn't have. Yeah, couldn't have, because it was literally like a week. It was literally like 2 weeks. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks to get out, basically. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks to get out. And so I wanted to confirm, because I ended up sending a text message like, "Is this when I need to leave?" And you didn't say anything. So anyway, I ended up that's when we moved into the extended stay. Got there. I'm working OBGYN, and Tyler is working Burger King. Yes, Tyler is working at Burger King. Now, mind you, during this time, I'm telling Tyler, like, "Hey, stack your money," because Tyler, once my car got repossessed, I can no longer take him to school. Tyler didn't like school anyway, so him going to school was actually kind of redundant. It was more something for him to do, because truth be told, Tyler was I think this was his third year. It was either his third year or his second year. It was his third year. This was his third year at the high school, but Tyler had ninth grade credits. Right. So once I lost my car, it was like trying to get him back and forth to school, because my cousin was there, Gamer's son, but I call him like my nephew. I was paying him $20 a week, like, to take Tyler's back and forth to school. But once he couldn't find anything, because he had moved up, to the city too, to trying to, make something better for himself, like try to figure something out, but that didn't work out, so he ended up going back home. And so that went the ride for Tyler being picked up to school every day, because I was putting $20 of gas in his car a week. So to take Tyler back and forth, to take Tyler to school and pick Tyler up. So yeah. So after that, it was like, so Tyler's working at Burger King, and I was like, "I don't want you to pay rent. I don't want you to help me, like, pay rent or nothing. I just want you to pay your cell phone bill." So at this time, he's working at Burger King, because he thought, like, once school was over, like, you was just gonna lay on your ass, and that was just not the case. Like, get up, do something about yourself, please. Like, either you gonna work or you gonna take your ass to school, or you gonna get a trade. Like, you gotta do something. You can't just lay on your ass. That's just not gonna happen. And so you found Burger King.
Let's doing it. He had this boy his first interview. We coming out his interview. I wonder if he got it. Probably not. Ty's so lame. Now that's ridiculous. Let's doing it. He had this boy his first interview. We coming out his interview. I wonder if he got it. Probably not. Ty's so lame. Now that's ridiculous.
So Burger King, once he started, like, he felt away, because the homies he was hanging out with, we're gonna name them, one we're gonna call Humble, and one we're gonna call Envy. So he was hanging out with Humble and Envy, and they were doing music, right? So he was like, Mom, they laughed at me once he told them, like, hey, he got a job at Burger King. Like, they laughed at him. And I told him, I was like, those same people who laugh at you are going to be the same people who ask you, like, hey, can you buy me something to eat? Hey, can I borrow? Hey, I said, because the only thing I'm asking you to do is pay your cell phone bill. Stack your money. I wanted to give him, because you're not going to high school, like, you don't have a high school diploma. According to him, no piece of paper was going to dictate how his life turned out. So stack your money, because you don't have a high school diploma, you don't have a trade. I need you to stack your money. You don't have no girlfriend at this time, you don't have no kids. Stack your money. That was my only request. Pay your cell phone bill, stack your money. Because at the time, of course, his cell phone was on my account. So we leave Gamer's house, move into the extended stay. COVID hits. After COVID, right before COVID, yeah, before COVID, I would say in a January situation. When did I start? So I would say around December. Yeah, so I'm thinking around like December, somewhere around in that era. It had to be somewhere in there. Anyway, before like COVID kicked in. Yeah, before COVID kicked in, I don't like my OBGYN. She decided that she was downsizing. I'm not trying to give y'all too much backstory, but anyway, lo and behold, like she ended up, like, every time you turn around, she was solo practice, so she ended up being sick. She wasn't coming in, so she wasn't making any money, so she had to downsize. And it was only it was 3 MAs total. It was me, I was check in. It was another MA, she was check out, and then it was the MA in the back who dealt with the patients, because again, she was a solo practitioner, a solo doctor. So when I came back from Vegas, so this was, yes, when I came back from Vegas, right after I came back from Vegas, she let me go. Yes, after I came back from Vegas, she let me go, right? So I'm trying to figure out like what to do. So I end up applying through this staffing agency. And the staffing agency actually found me a job with a family practice. It's a story time about that. Ooh, hold on. Okay, yeah. So it was a family practice. So my first contract was through this temp agency was through was at this family practice. But I'm not gonna go into detail. I'm gonna leave that for the story time. All right. So I worked there, but I only worked there for 3 months, because after the 3 months, my contract was over. That would be all in the story time. So then I'm like, after that, I'm scrambling like to try to find something. So I'm out of work, and I don't know how the hell I'm gonna pay my rent, because my mom is sick. I don't have anybody to depend on. I've never been able to depend on my father. It's just me. I don't have no man. It's just me and Ty. And as of right now, as it has been when we moved in, Ty pay 1 week, I pay 1 week. So literally, out of the month, I pay for 2 weeks, Ty pay for 2 weeks. Like we're switching this mother. You got to pay rent. Welcome to adulthood, my love. Welcome to adulthood. So, I was trying to figure out like my week. So lo and behold, like I hit Busy Bee up, and Busy Bee actually covered. Ooh. I think like 4 or 5 weeks until I found something. She actually covered, like paid when it was to my turn to pay rent. Like she actually covered. She covered my weeks. Yeah, she covered my weeks. So during this time, she was saying like, you know, she before even like when I'm working, like she's been trying to get me to like move down to her city. So she was like, "Won't you come move down here? Like, won't you come move down here?" And so when she said that, and I was like, you know, I was just thinking instead of me going to this interview, I'll just go ahead and take you up on the offer and move down here. And I was like, Ty, since you know you're working, won't you have Envy move in with you here, or Humble move in with you here, and y'all can switch the weeks, or you can do it yourself. Let me show you. Like I put it on the dry erase board, show him what he was making. Every 2 weeks is like at this point you are getting overtime. You are getting guaranteed 40 hours a week because you are working the night shift that nobody wants because you're closing. And so I was like, you can, you know what I'm saying? Like you can do it. So I'm showing him everything because at this time, like the rent wasn't high. It didn't start going up until COVID. Crazy. But, yeah, so it was like you can do it. Like you can manage it. You just can't have like your vices. Like you're gonna have to lay off your vices for a while. And so he was like, "No, I can't do that. I can't do it, Ma." And I was like, "Well, let me think about it. Like, you know, let me think about it." And so like Busy Bee was saying like, you know, just come down. And then I was telling Ty like, "Hey, I'm thinking about, you know, moving with Busy Bee, and like you can do this. Like this is something that you can do." So this one particular day, like I am depressed out of my mind because I'm not working. I feel like I'm a burden to my son. I feel like I'm not a good parent because I haven't been working for a while. My friends are footing my bills at this moment. Like, and lo and behold, because I paid my friends back in previous times when, and if I need something, nobody has a problem with lending me money. But at this point, because Busy Bee has paid my rent multiple times, she was like, "Okay, friend, like, hey, I'm at this point where I'm being stretched out." You know, where it's like it's messing with her at this point. And so at this point, I was like, it doesn't make sense for me to go to this interview because I had an interview lined up. And I was like, instead of me going to the interview, because her daughter, we don't live in the same area, but I think we're like an hour and a half apart. And so I was like, her daughter was coming down, and I was like, your daughter coming down, instead of me going to this interview, Tyler, like you're working, you can have either Envy or hum. You can have either Envy or what did I name him? Humble move in, and I'm gonna go ahead and go down here with Busy Bee. And so Tyler was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I'm gonna go ahead, you know, just move and go down with Busy Bee, because at this point, like I feel like I'm a burden to you." And I said that out of my mouth, right? And so me and Busy Bee were texting, and so I was telling her like my plan. So lo and behold, because all this time you've been trying to get me to move to the city that you're in, all this time for years, multiple years, you've been trying to get me to move to the city all this time that you're in. When I finally make the decision, like, "Hey girl, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead, just gonna move down, gonna find me a job down there, and then, you know, make a life down there, fresh start, just move," right? Your daughter is coming down, I could just ride with her, and a fresh start. You've been trying to get me to move down here. Well, lo and behold, Busy Bee was like, "Well, once you see how the interview goes, and then we'll go from there." So to me, I kind of took that as, you really don't want me down there, because all this time that you've been asking me to move down here, and now here's the opportunity, and I'm saying yes, and you don't have to pay for no transportation or nothing. I'm riding with your daughter, and you're telling me to wait for the interview after you told me like, "Hey, I'm being stretched to the limit. I can't help you no more with bills." So I took that as, okay, you really don't want me to go. Well, lo and behold, before she texts back that answer, I had already texted Ty like, hey, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to move. And I'm going to, start over, get a fresh start. I don't know for the life of me why he completely forgot the conversation of me starting over, getting a fresh start, moving with Busy Bee. I don't know, because he knows who Busy Bee is. So I don't know why, like, all of that conversation completely left him. Well, anyway, he texted me. He was like, Mom, what's going on? And so I guess I didn't respond in time enough. He called me. He was like, Mom, what's going on? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about leaving me? And I was like, And I was like, Tyler, we'll talk about it when you get home. Right? So he was like, okay. So we hung up. So in my mind, I'm thinking, once you get off work, we're going to talk about and discuss and clear up any misconception that you have. Because there's no, in my mind, no ill will that you did something wrong. I already showed you, like, hey, you can be able to pay your bills. But I had already talked to you even previous, leading up to my decision, like, hey, I'm going to go down there and get a fresh start. I can't take you with me. The invitation is only for me. I can't tell you to up and leave your job and tell you to come with me to somebody else's house. The invitation is only for me. I'm telling you, like, hey, have Humble or Envy move in with you. That way somebody can clip the rent with you. But even if they don't move in, you are able to afford it. You make enough money. If you pull back on your vices, you can pay your bills. You can pay your rent. You can feed yourself. You get Uber back and forth, like literally budgeted out the whole thing for the month for him on the dry erase board. I'm the type of person where I need to see it. So I saw it, like, I'm showing you, you can do this, right? So in between that time, you hit up Envy. Now, mind you, I had told Ty before we moved, once he started working, remember, I told y'all, like, Ty was like, when he told his homeboys that he got his job at Burger King, like, they were laughing at him. And I said, those same people will be the same people, that will ask you to buy me something to eat. Well, I was sitting back and I saw Ty, like, I saw how they calculated his payday. Because before Ty started working, Envy used to come and, like, kind of make arrangements for them to do music together, right? But it got to the point where you was beefing with your peoples, according to Ty, and you can't really, like, you couldn't afford to come pick Ty up, or it was hard to get Ty to your house to do music because the Uber was like $30-$40 one way. So, like, y'all wasn't really hanging out anymore. And then once Ty started working, like, Ty really didn't have time to hang out and to do music because it's like, I gotta work. But I noticed after Ty started working, like, had been consistent for a good little month, because after a month or two, and we're still at Gamer's house, Ty is starting to, like, you noticing, like, your like your little money, like, you managing your money for a young, I think at the time, so you're 19, 20, and it's 2019, so you were 19, so you're a 19-year-old, no kids, no girlfriend, your check is like $500-$600, and the only thing you kicking out is $55. The rest of the money is you're pocketing. You don't have a car payment, you don't have car insurance, you're pocketing the money. As I told you, stack your money. We went to Wells Fargo, open your own bank account, making sure, like, hey, stack your money. Well, it had been like a good month, and Ty was like, well, Mom, I want to go buy me some shoes. I want to go, we want to go to the mall. Like, I want to, spend my money a little bit, because he had been working. He had been working. And so I noticed, like, on Fridays, Envy kept calling, like, he'll call him and he'd be like, hey, man, you want to come do some music? Like, you off today, you want to come do some music? And he'd be like, yeah, nah, I'm good. I don't want to come do no music. Like, it ain't, like, how, he was like, I ain't even get paid. So, yeah, nah, I'm good. And, like, it was like he kept calling until he calculated Ty's payday. So, the non-pay Friday, you didn't hear from Envy. But payday, hey, man, you want to come do some music? You want to come chill out for the weekend? And so I told Ty, and I was like, Ty, like, they calculated your payday. I say, so be careful. Like, don't take your debit card with you. Leave your debit card here. Put $25 in your pocket. Your Uber Lyft account is connected to your phone, which is connected to your card. So you don't need to take your card. Leave your card here. So when you go and you hanging out, you not spending all your money. Because at the time, it had got to the point where Ty would get paid on Friday, y'all, and then he would hit me up on Monday and say, hey, Mom, do you have $10 so I can get to work? What is your money? Like, you just got paid on Friday. So you have been you would go to Envy's house and they would spend your whole check on food. So this was your homie, your friend that you was listening to, because he was supposed to be giving you advice. Anyway, so once I hung up the phone with you, like, clearly you're talking to Humble and you're talking to Envy, and I honestly don't know what you said. As far as I know, you told them, like, my mom is trying to leave me, like, and she's trying to leave me with the bills, and I didn't even get an invite to go where she's going. Well, no, you didn't get an invite to go where I'm going, because she was only inviting me. And then you don't have a clue that the plans have changed, because I told you, I was like, hey, because truth be told, like, for this interview, if I'm not mistaken, Ty was footing the lift. He was footing the bill for the lift for me to get a rental car so I could go to the interview. Yes. Right. So it was like, sir, like, I don't understand. Like, anything that would be going on between me and Tyler, like, I will let Tyler know ahead of time. It's like, hey, are you comfortable doing this? Are you able to do this? I don't have it, because for my week, I'm still paying, like, I'm still buying food. My friends are helping me do laundry. Nothing is coming out of your pocket for my week as far as bills for the extended stay, laundry, grocery, none of that. At this point in time, before this other fallout, I was footing laundry for the both of us, grocery for the both of us. The only thing Ty was footing out was his rent for the week. So literally, and at this time, rent was like $200 before COVID. So at this time, you're making $800, $900. You pay $250, $300 for rent. The rest is in your pocket. You still going to hang out with Envy them, of course, every weekend, but you would come back Monday broke. So it got to the point where, like, he had did that repeatedly, and I was like, Ty, what the hell? And this was when I was working, right? And so I was like, I can no longer do that. Like, I'm making, at that point in time, y'all, I was making was I making $15? No, I was making $13. $13 an hour, working Monday through Thursday. My checks every 2 weeks was $600. I was paying rent to Gamer. And his wife. I was paying for a rental car to get back and forth to work because I didn't have a car. But I was still traveling and managing my money. Yet, at this point in time, I'm covering Ty to get back and forth to work now. Now, once we moved into the extended stay and I no longer have the OBGYN job and I no longer have that contract, like, I'm in between contracts and I'm looking for a job, and I had made the decision to move with Busy Bee. But Busy Bee, once she said, well, let's just see how this goes, instead of, girl, yeah, come on down, let's get this fresh start over, to me that was like, girl, I don't want you to come here. That's what I heard. That's what I took. That's how I take it. Because if I'm asking somebody to come live with me and I'm like, okay, I finally say, yeah, I finally agree to it, and you telling me, well, let's see how something else go, you don't really want me there. That's how I feel. Let me do what I need to do up here. No need to make matters worse somewhere else. So anyway, Ty comes home. No, he calls me back and he was like, "Wow, I just want to know what's going on. I just want to know what's going on. Like, I just like," and I can hear like his frustration. He's scared and he's crying on the phone. "I just want to know what's going on. I just want to know like what happened. Like, I just want to know what's going on." I'm like, "Tyler, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?" And this is literally like an hour after I said, "Hey, we'll talk about this when we get home. When you get home, like I'll clear up everything. We'll have a conversation when you get home." And so, cause I'm telling him like, cause Tyler has repeatedly asked me like, "Hey, whenever you feeling down, whenever you feel depressed, like talk to me, Ma, talk to me." And I told him I'm like talking to you because you take on stuff that you're not even supposed to take on. And so I sent you a text message doing what you asked in my low state. Like, I don't feel like I'm a good mom. I don't feel like I'm doing good by you. I feel like I'm a burden to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and move. This boy said, "I don't even know what's going on. I don't understand why you want to leave me. You didn't even offer for me to go with you. It's not my place." Like, I'm not moving in my own place. I'm moving with somebody who invited me. They didn't invite you. And it would be dumb for you to quit a job that you already have making $800, $900 every 2 weeks to come down and move and sleep on somebody's floor and have nothing. What sense did that make? So I'm like, bro, I told you I'll talk to you when you get here. Well, lo and behold, y'all, he didn't come home after he got off work. You went to Envy. You went to Envy house. And so I'm like, where are you? Because I know you were supposed to be off at a specific time and you not here. So, and you didn't text me, you didn't call, you didn't say nothing. So I'm texting you, I'm like, where are you? "Oh, I'm over here at Envy house. Like, I just, like, everybody feels like you were wrong. Like, everybody feels like you're wrong. Everybody feels like you're doing me dirty. You're just up and leaving me. You didn't even invite me." And I'm going, what? What are you, I say, "Tyler, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So if you don't want me around, you don't want me around, fine. I don't have to be around. I don't have to be there." Mind you, y'all, before all of this stuff is going on, like, you can tell, like, you can look at your kid and tell, like, there's an issue. Because at this time, like, there's tension. There's mad tension. And I know there's mad tension because you're being fed by Envy. Not only of you being fed by Envy, you're being fed by his family, too. Because they want you to move in with them because they want your money. And I'm telling you repeatedly because I'm showing you, because I still, like, I have access to your bank account. I'm not spending any money, but I can look at everything. And I'm trying to figure out previous, like, why was I covering you? And even when I'm not working, and the little bit of, when child support would hit, I would budget that. So, hey, you can't afford to get an Uber? Let me shoot you money. Let me get you an Uber or Lyft. When my taxes hit, the little bit of money I did get, because I hadn't worked for a certain amount of time, so I don't have a lot of taxes, and you're older, so I don't have no earned income credit, I don't have no dependents, so the little bit of taxes I got, like, I'm trying to budget that. And it's like, oh, instead of you walking this long way, you want an Uber, you want to Lyft? I can barely afford it, but I'm trying to, give and take. I'm trying, y'all. So they feeding off that. Like, they feeding off it. Like, I'm showing you, like, these people are using you, because how is it you get paid on Friday and you don't have no money on Monday? You spent $30 at McDonald's, $50 at Pizza Hut, $30 at a wing spot. One time you fed a whole group of people. It was somebody's birthday, but one dude you fed, you didn't even know him. In total, y'all, this dude spent in a matter of months $5,000 on food and at that point, when I confronted him about it, I was like, "Sorry, somebody better be bending you over, cause $5,000 You don't have no money, $5,000 on food. Anyway, so yes, these are the people that's in his ear. Not necessarily humble, but envy. Oh, your mama using you for your money. Your mama stealing your money. Your mama, like, you need to get away from your mama bringing you down. Like, their whole point is to plot to get you away from me, because they want the money that you're making. You don't even realize, because the location that you're working at, because you're working at that location, that they're able to pull in the hours. So money hungry envy, you don't even realize, oh, you can come work over the Burger King over here. Stupid. That's a whole different location, whole different management. You're not going to make the same money that you're making at the location you're at. You've been here over a year, so these people know you. They don't know you over here. So you're gonna have to start over. You're not gonna get the same amount of checks. But you don't know that. You don't care. All your family see is money, because again, every weekend that you're there, you're feeding this fat mother. You feeding this envious dude that's so-called your friend. Not only you feeding him, you feeding the whole family. Your whole check gone. So I was like, he was like, just let me go. Just let me go. I'm going to move out. Just let me go. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So just let me go. Just let me go. I was like, Tyler, come here so we can talk. As I said previous, once you got here, we were going to have a conversation. You never came home after work. So I don't know what you're talking about. So lo and behold, envy has gotten in your ear. Humble has gotten in your ear. Envy's mom has gotten in your ear. Envy's stepdad, well, at the time, as far as I know, it was Envy's dad. Envy's dad has gotten in your ear. So everybody is telling you she had no reason or no right to text you. She had no reason or right to treat you like that. You just need to move out. Like, the reason you don't have any money is your mom. You're not paying any of my bills. You're paying the same amount of bills that you've been paying when I had a job, love. You haven't paid nothing. My friends are paying my bills. Nothing came out of your pocket for Angel. Nothing. Even with you working and I'm not working, I still foot grocery. I still foot the bills. The very last time before you moved out, you requested certain foods, actually. And this was like a big check, because you was like, oh my, because you had listened to me, because you were getting frustrated. Because again, you were the only one working night shift. And I said, you're the only one pulling 40 hours. Because of course he used to talk to me. And they used to call you, even though you used to close, they used to call you in the morning as well when people didn't show up for their morning shift. So you had overtime, which was time and a half. So this specific check was almost $1,000. So I was like, Ty, let's go to the grocery store, buy all the food that you want, and I'll just cook it. Don't worry about me. Buy the food that you want, so that way you're not spending any money buying food. Like, and then when you go to old boy house, like, leave your car here. I've been telling him that for the longest. Leave your car at home. Put $25 in your pocket. You got a budget. $25 in your pocket. That's enough to feed you for the weekend. When it's time for you to go, hit your Uber and Lyft up. So you was like, just let me go. I'm coming to get my stuff. So I'm freaking out, and then I'm crying because it's like, I don't have no job. I don't have no job. So I hit up one of my homeboys, and I'm texting him, and I'm like, hey, you busy? And so he was like, nah, what's up? And I was like, can I call you? And he was like, yeah, call me. And so when I called, like, I'm bawling. And he was like, I'm on the way. He hung up because I don't cry. Most of my friends know if I'm crying, it's one or two things. I'm mad as hell or something's really wrong. Because I don't cry. I don't. Because I don't. I think I've been through so much bullshit. It's to the point where, and unfortunately, I'm numb. Right? So, so I was like, so Ty is literally like before my homeboy gets there. No. Because I want to make sure. Yeah. So before my homeboy gets there, he's like, just let me go. Just let me go. Just let me go. So you're leaving. You're upset because you're upset I didn't invite you to somebody's house that I don't have pay bills for. I'm not in control of, and I was the only one invited. But why would I tell you to quit your job to go to not having a job and sleeping on the floor when you have a bed here and you have a whole place? That's dumb. Then he was like, then you sent me a text message saying like how you don't want me around, or how you feel like you're a burden to me. You're not a burden to me. And I was like, you asked me to tell you how I feel, and this is why I don't. Like everybody's telling me like you're wrong. Everybody's telling me like you're wrong for texting me. So I'm wrong for texting you the feelings that I'm going through, that you asked me to text you, that you asked me to confide in you. Right. And this is why I don't. I was like, I can't invite you again to somebody else's house who only invited me. And it's only for me for an opportunity if I didn't get this job or this job didn't pan out. And I was like, but lo and behold, when she said, like, hey, let's just see where this goes, I'm not going anyway. And I was like, but you would have known that if you came here after you got off work when we were supposed to have a conversation. Nah, just let me go. Just let me go. And I'm like, what? And so he was like, I gotta get out of here. So you walk out, you storm out, and you go get in a car with Envy and your little girlfriend, little Sally. And so y'all speed off. Hold on. So when y'all speed off, like I am bawling, I'm losing it, because I'm like, what the? Number one, I don't have a job. How I'm trying to figure out, because mind you, Busy Bee had already said like, hey, I'm to my limit. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. I don't. At this point, like every time it's my week to pay rent, like I'm shaking. I'm so stressed out. It is so ridiculous. At this point, I feel like God hates me. When I finally open up to my son who asked me to open up to him, you take it on, and then not mind you, did you take it on, you spread my business to other people. Then you misconstrued my goddamn text message, and then after you misconstrued my text message, well, actually they played upon you. They paid you for a fool, because they used that as their ammunition to get you where they wanted you. To be totally honest, they've been plotting on you for a minute, which I've been trying to tell you, but you didn't want to listen to me. So again, like you can tell, like their stuff was working previous, because I'm gonna insert a video where like him looking at me, how Ty used to look at me, it was like with dead eyes. It was like disgust. Look.
Oh, you did it. Yes, sir. I'm eating that.
Promise you. So I'm like, I'm bawling. So my friend shows up, and my friend is like, and I was like, he left, but he called, and I was like, Ty, no, and I called him, and I was like, Ty, just come back and let's just talk, please. Let's just talk with calm heads. So he came back, and when he came back, like my friend is there, my friend is is talking to him and telling him like, like trying to make sense of the whole situation. And so even my friend was like, Angel, you shouldn't have texted him like the information for him to mix it up. And I'm like, you asked me to tell you how I'm feeling. We text all the time like this. And before it even got to this point, you were supposed to bring your mother ass home so the text could be clarified anyway. Why are you even talking to Humble? Why are you even talking to Envy? Why are you even talking to his dad, his mom, whoever, his granny, whoever else you told the damn text message to? Because that's how they were able to play you. So literally, like, my homeboy had been there literally for a good 2 to 3 hours trying to talk to Ty, right? So Ty, like, he ended up spending the night. He was like, all right, let me sleep on it. Before I make my decision, let me sleep on it. So my homeboy leaves, and so I come back, and Ty is knocked out, sleep, snoring. So I was like, whatever happens, take it as it comes. So the next morning, your phone is blowing up back to back to back. Y'all know, like a crazy chick who calling her man, or your crazy man, like you not answering him, and they calling back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Ty phone was ringing like that back to back to back to back. I went to go look at it because Ty is still knocked out, sleep, slump, snoring. It's Envy blowing you up back to 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 back. And at this moment, I realized, and I was like, you lost this battle, love. You lost. They got him exactly where they want him. And you just gonna have to fall back and let it happen. You gonna have to fall back and let it happen. So he kind of he wakes up and he looks at the phone, and he answers. And so I can hear Envy say, hey man, you coming? Like, you coming? You still coming? You coming? Like, you didn't want to give him any space or time to make a decision of not to show up, or for me not to talk you out of it, right? You coming, man? You need to get away from your mom. Like, he's in your ear. And that's how the enemy works, baby. And so he was like, I don't know. Let me think about it. And he was like, I just want to sleep. Like, just let me sleep on it. So he slept for a little while, maybe like 20, 30 minutes. And the boy started calling again. Back to 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 back. So at this time, I had a rental car because I had an interview. So like the rental car was outside, and so he was like, hey ma, I made my decision. So little Sally, which was his girlfriend at the time, that I knew nothing about, couldn't come get you because she didn't have no gas. Envy couldn't come get you because he don't have a ride. He don't have a license. And nobody in the house can come get him because he still live with his parents. They're all in cahoots together to get Ty over there. So he couldn't come get you either. So he was like, I decided that I'm going to leave. So can you give me a ride? I love you the mostest because you're definitely the dopest in real life. And I'll see you in part 2.